What's up, guys? Another day, another project. Hopefully I can wrap this one up today. We spent a couple days working on this already, and that is our fence in our backyard. You see the parts that are white. This is kind of like, we built this for our dogs so that our dogs had some place to go to the bathroom, run around, be free without fear of them running out into the street. We're changing this around. We're going to move and shift this whole fence here. It is going to connect back to the garage. We're going to move the little gate that we have, our little man gate, is going to shift from over there to over here. And it's going to free up more space for the dogs, for the grandkids, for us. Oh man, them chickens are getting spicy with each other today. We have too many roosters, and we let them out to free range, and they just think it's like ready to rumble time. My dad's supposed to be stopping by. He's going to give me a hand. He's going to hold the post for me. Keep them plumb while I pack the sand in there. We're not using concrete on these posts. This is not a security fence or anything like that. It's just decorative. And all of our soil is sand. And all of these have been here for 8 years. Haven't moved, haven't heaved. So it's going to be fine.
I'd wear a different hat, something that matches.
Yeah, I guess if you want to try to hold this, so we have like level here, we're kind of touching the line, and we're at 8 feet here. So it's pretty good, and it's not really wiggling. I just need to pack sand in it now, and then put more sand and pack it.
Okay.
So I guess just trying to hold it where it is until I get some more sand in there and get it packed in. Yeah. Yeah, it makes it nice and easy. That's pretty level. I have a pain to get the top and the bottom at the same time, but all right. That looks good. And then we need 8 feet in between that one and this one, which means this needs to be way down here. Yeah, and we can take this gate, this metal gate that's right there. We put that up here when we moved in to keep the dogs in here. So we can take that gate down now and use these steps.
Oh yeah.
And makes our deck kind of bigger.
Sure.
Without really making
it
it
dead end.
right. So little change, I guess. A little change, but big improvements.
would be my way on the bottom.
Okay.
And they travel all over the world.
All right, we're nearing the end. My dad, he's been eyeing my tractor since he got here. He wanted to take pictures of it. So I just sent him on a drive to go drive around the whole property. He was like, you know, the last time I drove one of these tractors like this one was 25 years ago and I tipped it over. And I'm like, well, how would you do? He said he had like too much weight in the bucket and he drove down a hill and the whole thing just tipped over and he borrowed it from somebody. So I don't think he's driven a tractor since. So we'll see how it goes when he gets back. I have one little last piece of fence right here and I really don't want to put another post that close up against the house because I'm going to have like a piece of fence like this big. So I found a T-post with some holes in it. I'm going to pound this in and then I'm going to sink a couple screws through these holes into this piece right here just to hold it in place, and it'll be perfectly fine. The dogs, like I said, the whole purpose of this fence is to keep the dogs in. Pretty soon this honeysuckle's all going to grow back over and the dogs will never know it's there. And it'll be strong anyways. Won't go anywhere.
You did a great job.
Thank you. Rachel came home just in time, just as we were finishing up.
Yes, it looks great.
It does. We have one last thing to do, and that's to let the dogs out to see what the dogs do with their new space.
Okay. Will they cross the line like pigs?
That'd be funny.
I bet they will.
They don't come out? Come on.
Alrighty, friends. Those roses that we freeze dried are done. Cold in there. So pretty. They see how they keep their colors so well. And sometimes they puff up. That one's going to show it. The petals individually like puff up. And we're going to just get these jarred up. I have a lot of things to do today to just catch up on things that I need to stock up on. So one of those is my women's health tea. I'm all out of that. The rose infused oil, I'm down to like the last little bit in my jar. And I think that's it that I need to make for just daily use things that I use. So, oh, look at these red ones. So darn pretty. So see how I said they keep their colors so well? I have a good example right here. So I had a whole tray that wouldn't fit in there. So I just left them laying out in the basement. Dehumidifier is going right here. It does a good job air drying things. So this, and not only do they keep their color, they keep their size, which is really nice. So this is a rose that's been freeze dried, and this is one that air dried. So you definitely lose some of the quality air drying, like looks and presentation and everything wise, but it's all still beneficial. So I do both, just based off what kind of time I have. And I'm just plucking these off and putting them in the jar. Isn't that gorgeous? The little pale pinks and creams. Just a beautiful jar of roses. And rose is going in the tea I'm making today, so I still have some left over from last year, and so we're going to use up, I think, that first. All right, in total, we got about 4 quarts of our cream roses and 3 quarts of our red roses. And then I still have, oops, excuse me, this whole tray of air-dried roses to process. Not too bad, not too shabby. Gonna be set for a while. And remember, if you missed that video, my recommendation is cut frequently, cut often. Your plants are gonna just continue to produce more than if you just let them go to seed and whatever it is that you're trying to harvest. They'll keep giving for you, and then you'll get a larger crop for it. So we're gonna head up and make our tea next, and I'll see you guys up in the kitchen. Okay, I'm just gonna dump and go. The only thing I don't have this year for my tea is nettle. And I just honestly don't like harvesting it, so I usually buy it. And because, you know, it's all pokey and you got to deal with that. And I have tons of it out there. I just don't enjoy the process of harvesting it. So I'm using for my base strawberry leaves, and that'll just be the base this year, and that's fine. And I'd say this lasts me 6 to 9 months when I make a big batch. Then we'll do a whole quart of clover. So that was 2 quarts of strawberry leaves, a whole quart of clover, which is a great estrogen. It does something like for my age, you know, I'm in menopause, that it helps produce estrogen in your body. We're gonna go in with some mugwort, and that's something that I added this year, just for a daily detox and cleanser, and not too much, maybe half a quart. And then we will do our alfalfa, which is also phenomenal for women's health. I'm not gonna go over all the things, you guys can just look this up. And I do stems and all, so. Some horsetail, which is excellent for our hair and our nails. So I'll just take 1 bunch, if I can get a bunch out. It's kind of like tied in there. And then our roses. Not a lot, just, I don't know, that's probably like half a quart. And then I go in with my hands and I just work it all. Make sure it's all good and combined, broken up tea-sized bits. I've been using like a French press to make my tea. So herbal teas, you typically want to, for the best benefits, do more of like an infusion, but at least steep it like 7 to 10 minutes if you want a quick drink. So usually what I do, my French press will make 2 nice mugs of tea, and I'll drink 1 the first day, and I'll just let it sit on the counter till the next day, and then rewarm it and have that next cup of tea, which will be nice and strong. And then when I make it, every day I do about a good 2 teaspoons of tea. If I'm doing the French press though, I'd probably go with a heaping tablespoon. And like I said, let that steep. When I make my mug of tea, I do a splash of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of honey, some cinnamon, some ginger, some black pepper, and some turmeric. And that's my tea. Okay, the last thing we're gonna do is do our rose infused olive oil. I am starting with just like a half a quart of rose petals because I don't have that much olive oil. So I'm gonna see how much olive oil I have first, and then we'll add roses. So I got about 3/4 of a quart. So we'll just add some more roses and get those nice and pushed down in there. And if you don't know how I use it every single day. It is my daily moisturizer. It is my sunscreen. We use it in, let me just show you. I still have lots of room. I can fit more rose petals. So we really want this nice and infused. What else? In our soaps. So I'm all out because when my daughter was here in late winter, she wanted to learn to make soaps, and she chose the rose infused olive oil as one of her fats. So we need to restock. And when I store this, because olive oil does have a shorter shelf life, I store my infused oils in the refrigerator. So I have like a big jug, like this of I call it like my homemade Neosporin. So it's calendula, plantain, and some oregano. I think that's gonna be good. So I just want all those roses pushed down in there. Just saturate and infuse that oil. And then this is gonna sit inside my dark pantry for 6 weeks or so, till I think about it and drain it really, actually is the honest answer. But I'll at least mark the date on it when I'm doing it, and I'll know it's gonna be ready then, and I will have enough. And until then, I'm just gonna limp on by with my rose oil that I have, and when I run out of that, if this isn't ready, we'll use our calendula oil, which is great. So last video, I think I told you guys I had all those bug bites. They were driving me crazy on my leg. I slathered myself with it that one day, and honestly, they started disappearing. So infused oils are just great for your health and body. They're natural sources of good oils for your skin, whether it's coconut oil or olive oil. And then whatever you infuse it with is that medicinal property to aid whatever you're doing, whether it's, smoothing lines and pores and wrinkles on your face and making your face pretty, or whether it's sunscreen, or whether it's healing. So this is just going to go in here and sit there till I'm ready for it. So I don't know what else I'm going to get into today, but I will see you guys whenever that happens. So it is full on blueberry season here, and we've been picking and picking as much as we can, but you can't eat them that fast. So our favorite way to preserve blueberries is either directly freezing in the freezer or making ready-go blueberry pie filling. I'm all out of my pie filling from last year, so this small batch will probably do us for what we need for the year. But there is a bazillion blueberries still out there, so we're going to enjoy this small window in the summer season, enjoy some fresh eating blueberries, and I hope you guys are really enjoying the season where you are. I'll talk to you guys later.